I'm sure this video was expected. As you all know, I don't really like Apple that much. Would I say I hate them? Yes. Do I appreciate their products? Some of them. Do I want to continue hating them? No, and I really do appreciate their optimization. Seriously, if Apple got into the gaming industry, their games would run perfectly on any computer. I mean, the game would cost $899, so I wouldn't buy it, but I'm sure it would have alright mechanics, a decent story, and probably a ton of ads. For a long time, Apple has perfected the skill of taking money from people for products that don't really deserve their cost. If you look at the specs of these machines, you'd slap your forehead at anyone who would even consider purchasing the thing, but people do. And I've wondered for so long how Apple does it. They could pick up a rock, slap an Apple sticker on it, and sell it for $50, and I gotta say, I'm a little impressed. So what is it that makes Apple so amazing? Is it their products? Well, I don't think so. Their phones are made of aluminum and plastic. They claim to use top-notch materials and paints, but again, aluminum and plastic. People still buy after being lied to, so what else can it be? Is it the optimization I spoke of before? Well, I doubt it. You tell someone that you appreciate someone's optimization, and the average consumer thinks you're coming on to them. Sure, they like fast phones, but spec-wise the phone is going to run the same as any other phone on the market. Well, no, Barry, that's not true. Compare an Apple phone to an Android phone, and the Apple phone is 0.06 seconds faster at opening every app on the screen. Sometimes. Come on now, are you serious? When are you actually going to open your phone and use 18 apps all at once? You're probably like everyone else and just cancels the app as soon as you get out of it. So it's not the optimization. It's literally the simple fact that Apple products are Apple products. Carrying around a phone or a laptop that costs way more than it should makes a person feel rich. It's a tricky business practice too. See, if I sold someone a plate of copper worth $60 for $600, the person would walk around with it talking about how amazing this plate of copper is. As soon as someone tells him he's an idiot for spending that much, his emotional reaction will be to dispute, refuse, and mock, only deepening his ignorance. Well, Barry, why do people do this? Well, people are emotional. We grow attached to things and we generally have a high respect for our own personal intellect. When someone tells you that you may have overpaid, it makes you look like a bit of a fool, and nobody wants to see themselves that way. So they react from an emotional standpoint. Now, of course, you could just do some simple research before purchasing anything, but humans are also lazy, and I myself have made some ignorant purchases because of that. Regardless, this is what Apple does. Their marketing is amazing, and despite the products not being even up to spec of this generation's consoles, which is really sad by the way, they still make a killing off the products they sell. Okay, Barry, we get the idea. Apple is scummy. Normally during this series, you talk about a particular thing that the company does and then rag on them for that. And that's true. But there's so much to give them crap for. Their anti-consumerism, their phones, their support teams, their laptops. Oh god, their laptops. But for the sake of time, I'm just going to go into two of them. Recently, Apple released the iPhone 7. This phone is the new top-of-the-line phone with every feature you could ever want or need, except for the ability to plug in your earbuds and listen to music. Yeah, if you haven't heard, Apple has actually removed the iPhone 7's headphone jack to make the phone thinner. If you want to listen to music, you either have to buy their Bluetooth headphones or use the charging port as a bulky extension cord, plug an adapter into it, and then plug in your conventional headphones. Now remember back when I said Apple was anti-consumer? If you disagree with that, please tell me how limiting the customer's options is a pro-consumer thing to do. Why on earth would I not just buy a phone that's cheaper, twice as powerful, and lets me enjoy music any and every way I want to? Headphone jack or Bluetooth? It should be my choice. But no. Apple plugged their holes for your best interest. But don't you dare think missing features will make the phone more affordable. Nope, it's still expensive, ranging from $649 to $849. I know. Okay, well, that's bad, but you said you had two stories. Well, if you thought it couldn't get any worse, try this. A $300 book designed and published by Apple containing pictures of Apple products, components, and other such hardware. There are no words, there are no titles for the images, they're just pictures. You know, that you could find online if you were so inclined. So something you could have for free, $300. And again, Apple has done some really dumb things, and it's funny how respected they are. Normally when a company comes out with a bonehead product, people get upset and boo at them. We as consumers typically want something that's worth the cash asked for, but not when it comes to Apple. I've always said that I would not mind if Apple crashes. I don't want them to die, but I do want them to crash. That way, they'd be forced to get back up and make a good product for a decent price. Maybe they'd actually start making products that aren't just borrowed gimmicks that they innovated themselves. Maybe they try to help the consumer with broken products instead of trying to force them to just spend another $2,000 on a new one. But maybe I'm asking too much. Old dogs and all, but I especially love the things Apple says in respect to their unique ideas. Take the reason they removed the headphone jack from the iPhone 7. One word: courage. Apple, for the love of God, shut your hole.